Welcome to Business Book Daily, where we pull one useful idea from one business book and turn it into something you can actually use. Today's book is The Phoenix Project by Gene Kim, Kevin Behr, and George Spafford. It's a business novel about DevOps, overloaded teams, broken workflows, and what happens when technology work becomes a company-wide bottleneck. Before we get into the book, today's episode is sponsored by CommissionOnly.com. Want to sell more without adding fixed sales salaries? Many companies hire commission-only reps, experienced sellers who get paid only when they produce. Post your opportunity on CommissionOnly.com and get in front of motivated reps who are already looking for performance-based roles. That's CommissionOnly.com. Now back to the Phoenix Project. The big idea is simple. Technology work is not separate from the business. It is part of the business. When IT is overloaded, disorganized, and constantly fighting fires, the whole company slows down. The book follows a struggling company where important projects are late, systems are fragile, teams are frustrated, and leaders keep treating symptoms instead of fixing the system. A release fails. Customers are unhappy, executives are angry, everyone is busy, but the business isn't getting healthier. That's the point. Being busy is not the same as making progress. The Phoenix Project shows that many business problems are really flow problems. Work gets stuck because priorities are unclear, teams are overloaded, handoffs are messy, and nobody can see the full path from idea to customer. The first useful lesson is to find the bottleneck. Every system has a constraint. That's the point that limits the whole operation. In many companies, the bottleneck is not obvious at first. It might be one senior engineer, one approval process, one overloaded manager, one testing queue, or one team that everything must pass through. The mistake is trying to improve everything at once. That feels productive, but it usually spreads attention too thin. Instead, find the constraint, protect it, improve it, and stop burying it under low-value work. The second lesson is to reduce work in progress. A business does not move faster by starting more work. It moves faster by finishing the right work in the right order. When teams take on too much, everything slows down. People switch tasks, priorities collide, and projects sit half-finished while everyone insists they're almost done. Almost done is where business value goes to take a nap. The third lesson is to make invisible work visible. Technology teams often handle urgent fixes, support requests, security issues, maintenance, internal requests, meetings, and project work all at the same time. If leaders only see the big projects, they miss the real workload. That creates bad planning. Leaders assume teams have more capacity than they do. Teams agree to too much. Then deadlines slip, quality drops, and everyone acts surprised by a problem the calendar could have predicted. The fourth lesson is to build faster feedback loops. Long feedback loops make problems expensive. If a team finds out weeks later that a release failed, a customer hated a feature, or a change broke something important, they have to untangle a mess. Shorter feedback loops help teams catch problems earlier, learn faster, and make safer changes. This applies far beyond IT. Sales, operations, marketing, hiring, and customer service all improve when teams can see quickly whether something is working. The fifth lesson is to treat improvement as daily work. Strong teams don't wait for a crisis before they fix the system. They build habits for learning, removing friction, and solving root causes. Improvement is not a side project for the quiet week that never comes. It's how teams protect speed, quality, and trust. So how do you apply this? Start by mapping how important work moves from idea to customer. Look for delays, handoffs, rework, approval loops, and overloaded people. The point is not to create a perfect diagram. The point is to see where work actually gets stuck. Next, limit active priorities. Choose fewer important projects and finish them faster. If everything is urgent, nothing is truly managed. Leadership has to decide what matters most instead of letting teams drown in competing requests. Then make hidden work visible. Track support issues, rework, maintenance, customer problems, internal requests, and emergency fixes. Once leaders can see the full workload, they can make better decisions about staffing, timing, and priorities. Finally, after major problems, ask what caused the issue, what warning signs were missed, and what small system change would prevent it next time. Don't stop at blame. Blame gives you a villain. Process gives you a fix. Here are 3 insights worth sharing. First, a business moves faster by finding bottlenecks, reducing overload, and finishing what matters. Second, most operational chaos is not a people problem. It is a system problem hiding behind unclear priorities, invisible work, and overloaded teams. Third, technology is no longer a back office function. If your systems are slow, fragile, or constantly on fire, your business is slow, fragile, and constantly on fire. The Phoenix Project is worth reading if you lead technology, operations, product or business teams, and need a clearer way to fix messy workflows. It's also useful if you want to understand DevOps without reading a dense technical manual. You might skip it if you dislike business novels and only want a direct technical playbook. Today's closing sponsor is memoirghostwriting.com. Many of the best business books begin as ideas leaders have been refining for years, frameworks, philosophies, and lessons learned the hard way. Writing the book forces those ideas into clear form, and once they're on the page, they can travel far beyond a single conversation or presentation. At memoirghostwriting.com, we write memoirs and business books for entrepreneurs, founders, executives, and industry experts. We handle the interviews, structure, writing, editing, design, and publishing, so the final product is polished, professional, and built around your voice. If you've ever thought about what a business book could do for your authority, speaking, consulting, lead generation, or legacy, visit memoirghostwriting.com. That's it for today's Business Book Daily. One book, one useful idea, and one smarter way to build.